So now apparently all the rage is about the new Google images surrounding gulags and DPRK. Except not really. Actually, they're the same ones that have already existed, except they put a bunch of pins on them saying, this is this thing, this is that thing. There's no new information. It's literally the same thing that already exists. That's very interesting. The Google images, like these the supposed gulags that they're talking about, photos of them already exist. Like you can go on Google Earth and you can already see them. And the dates of some of these photos go back as far back as 2009. There's nothing new to these images that are being put forward. Here's an example of some of them. This is supposed to be a checkpoint at the 87 square mile Camp 22 Gulag. Of course, an 87 square mile camp seems like just stupidly large and all just about impossible to actually guard. This doesn't seem to make any actual sense. I mean, it's just too big. You wouldn't actually be able to contain an area that large, even if it is a prison. Now, here's a Gulag checkpoint that's supposedly for the same camp, except that there doesn't seem to be any fences around it, and it looks exactly like a military checkpoint. Now, this is a bit of an inconsistency with the story. It's claimed that these gulags are out of the way in corners of the world that, so nobody can see it and they're hidden from view. Yet here's, Camp 22, where it supposedly is, right next to the border with China. I mean, if it was hidden out of the way, why would it be like almost on the border of another country? That makes absolutely no sense. It's actually feasible that if you were up high enough, from the border of China, you could see the supposed Gulag. I mean, there's just a huge logical inconsistency with the story here. Now, this is actually the location that's shown by various articles online, that it's a new image that we never had before. And this is the one that they're actually using. Now, upon closer inspection of the same image, if this is supposed to be a prison or a prison camp, where are the fences? I mean, I would think that a prison would have fences around it so that people don't run away. I mean, we have images that are claimed to be of these camps that have fences around them, but here in these photos, they just can't be seen. Now, this is the exact same location, not from the Google image that's put in the articles, but this is actually from Google Earth. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, the image is from 2011. This is not new. This is not like some exposing new Gulag stuff. It's not. It's the same image that's been there since 2011. It's actually nothing new. This has just all been hyped up as though it's some new evidence, some proof of terrible things going on. But it's actually what we've already been given. This is actually nothing new. Now, as far as I know, the Bukchang Gulag is actually real. Although I do find it suspicious that it looks the same as the rest of the city. But as far as I've ever seen, this place is actually real and actually is a labor camp. The bottom line of this story is that none of this is actually real. Some of these places I was actually showing on blog TV talking about last year. But if this is all new and new proof, new evidence or something, then how was I doing it like almost a year ago? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. This is nothing new. This is what we've already been given, just really hyped up. It's basically just propaganda. It's giving us what we already know and just creating a lot of hype around it. Although I find it weird that this so-called claim of new evidence of terrible human rights abuses in the labor camps, which in before it's claimed I said they don't exist when I've already said they do. It's amazing how this just comes out right after the whole cannibalism BS from a few days ago. And then right after the U.S. has escalated tensions with the DPRK because they refuse to shut down their space program. And this is also right when the DPRK said, well, basically, if you're going to put sanctions against us for not violating UN rules, we're just going to go ahead and do all the things that you say we're not supposed to do anyway. I mean, the U.S. took a completely hostile stance towards the DPRK, And as a result, the DPRK is standing up for itself, which it rightfully should. And then all of a sudden, as this huge, new renewed hostility against North Korea comes up, this accusation comes out. Well, this actually non-accusation, because it's not giving us anything we haven't already seen before. It's just like a media campaign. They're not providing anything that they haven't already given us before. They're just hyping it up for the purpose of raising public hostility against the DPRK so that everyone will hate them and be more comfortable with the idea of going to war with them, which would actually be a terrible idea. But with all of this having been said, this did all come from Google, and supposedly Google is the source for all this. So to Google CEO Eric Schmidt, I see maybe your visit to the DPRK didn't go as good as you would like it to have gone.